Think of the way you check your phone before bed or how you reach for coffee first thing in the morning. These are more than actions. They're archetypal patterns playing out. Your habits are the invisible architecture of your life, and you can reforge them consciously with willpower by aligning your archetypes. The insight possible in this process can transform your life from the inside out. Maybe you've tried some techniques to change your habits before and then slipped back. Well, habits are more than actions, they're patterns of identity. So let's work on shifting the identity that's beneath so that the habits revert as a peripheral cause. By identifying as the tired one, the overachiever or the nurturer, our habits follow that identity. So instead of fighting the habit, we shift the identity, and the habits, they naturally align. It can be useful to use past tense language in reframing old habits that are being newly noticed. I have been the tired one is acknowledging, and it leaves space for change. Also, once I feel that I've reinforced my awareness well, as I'm choosing a new expression easily and consistently, it's powerful to further reinforce this decision by using positive, present tense language with the word choosing. I'm choosing to energize myself and my day by walking before breakfast, for instance. Archetypes are energetic blueprints, templates of how parts of us operate, how people operate, and how personalities develop. They're universal and provide a framework for understanding our inner and our outer worlds. Instead of just trying to be disciplined or white-knuckling your way through change, you embody the warrior who protects your time, or the lover who brings devotion to ritual. These archetypes give you storylines and energies that support real transformation, integrating sustainably. One obstacle is attachment, favoring one archetype over the others. If you're locked into always leading or always being of service, you may miss the opportunity of somebody else's leadership or receiving the gift that someone else so eagerly desires to bestow. Fluidity allows us the availability to be present. There's a power in responding, being response-able in our environment. It's possible through having an openness to perceive, while reacting comes from an attachment to a particular expression, a habit. For instance, someone overly identified with a light masculine archetype might keep serving others until they become a martyr, but never allow themselves to actually receive support. It's the light archetypes, after all, that are giving and the dark that are receiving. The light masculine in overexpression creates an imbalance that becomes a habit of burnout. Someone in their full expression can use the communication of truth aspect that lives within the light masculine to express desire for an exchange. Their light wants to be of service, and their dark to receive what nourishes in return. Here's how you can map archetypes to habit transformation. The light masculine can create sacred boundaries, stopping leaks of our energy by saying no, for instance, to late night scrolling. The dark masculine builds structures, following through on vision, claiming territory, building a morning ritual and sticking to it, whilst the light feminine is supportive and rallies further support, fostering flow and radiance. Making meals as an example of a nourishing and sensual ritual can be a reward from the light feminine to another and to themselves, whilst the dark feminine moves with mystery and timing, letting intuition guide our next steps, trusting the right moment will arise, and that there'll be a strong feeling to follow instead of rushing. When all four are engaged in an integrated way, our habits dissolve, and our soul has space to respond to the feedback of our environments, to express soulfully. Old stories and shadow parts can keep habits in a loop. For instance, the old identity that we cling to, the wounds that we protect. Each of the archetypes have their own set of shadows that can keep us stuck. So to change our life, it can be useful to take a deep dive into each of them. I suggest taking our quiz to discover which you're disowning the aspects of the most in this moment and starting your journey there. Shadow work is essential for personal evolution, meeting those repressed aspects and integrating them so that habits are released from hidden charge. For example, someone who is experiencing their dark masculine in shadow can be a procrastinator because they fear their vision. Unless that shadow is met, no amount of discipline will last. And on the other side, when the dark masculine is integrated, that same energy becomes visionary follow through, turning procrastination into consistent creative action. When habits are sacred expressions, they stop feeling like chores and they become signatures of our soul that are woven through each day. And this is how we evolve, by aligning the everyday with the archetypal. When brushing your teeth becomes a ritual of self-love and soft awareness of the bristles. When walking becomes a meditation and possibility of building presence with how the inside and the outside of our feet shift as we move. When journaling becomes a dialogue with your soul, then your habits stop being chores. They become sacred signatures. Take our archetypal quiz to discover which shadow may have been shaping your habits, and then dive deep into our videos to explore your archetypes further and start evolving your life from the inside out.